Now I'm gonna start this video off with a very open-ended question. What type of content on the internet gets the most views? Sure, there's plenty of things to pick from people reviewing movies haphazardly, to people discussing commentary issues on YouTube, to full-on gaming content, with the latter being the most successful out of those three. Now granted, there's plenty of more topics and genres, but for the sake of argument, we're keeping it very small. Gaming content on YouTube and Twitch by far blows all of the other genres out of the water. It is an extremely popular topic, with lots of creators to follow and listen to. However, there are a few content creators that do some very unusual things and find themselves in quite hot water. There is one gaming commentator in particular that has fallen from grace, finding himself the target of a massive trolling operation and responding in all the worst fucking ways. This, of course, is Jordy Jordan, better known as WingsOfRedemption, who is currently sitting with 429,000 subscribers on YouTube. He has had a lengthy history in the Call of Duty and general gaming community. He built up his reputation with his Call of Duty content, but his content didn't peak, at least for his viewers, until the trolls started messing with him years ago. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's get back to the basics. Wings joined YouTube on January 27, 2008, and released his first commentary video on October 24, 2009. He would talk about anything that came to mind while showing you Call of Duty gameplay in the background, while occasionally giving pointers and tips. He began using the title Intense Camping Productions, like intense, like they're actually camping. Very clever, I know. His primary gameplay strategy was revolved around camping, which unsurprisingly he received quite a bit of criticism for. On November 23, 2009, he uploaded a video called Point of Address. It's a response to the criticisms he was receiving about his camping capabilities. He just couldn't let go of the fact that there are people that are better than him at the game and they didn't have to resort to camping. He complained about the people adding his gamertag and joining his game during streams to use his advice against him. He also complains about people making joke questions, trying to fuck with him, get a rise out of him. He talks about his lack of employment and says that he can't get an Xbox unless people give him money to keep sitting on his ass and doing nothing. And to top it all off, he complains about his ratings and his view count, begging people to rate his content in hopes that it would push it through the YouTube algorithm. One could really say this is the beginning of the end for Wings' potential. I can tell you guys with absolute certainty that this type of work is not as glamorous as it seems. It's actually really fucking annoying and irritating to deal with. Just because you're doing good today does not mean you could be doing good a month from now. YouTubers solely rely off of the generosity of their viewers, especially gaming streamers. This is just the nature of the business, and obviously he just couldn't handle the heat at the time. Wings just had a tendency to cause problems for himself, and that's actually a constant throughout his entire online career and most likely his personal life. In 2009, he attacked Hutch, another content creator, over the use of quickscoping. For some reason, they decided to host a debate to discuss grievances about a fucking video game. The debate video released on the 13th of December 2009, and they actually sat down and broke down why they play games a certain way, and why they think they're better than the other. Yes, it really is that fucking stupid.
This is Hutch, bringing you a match of domination, but this is not my match. This is another person's match. Who do I got with me today?
Yo, it's your boy, Wings of Redemption.
Wow. That's quite an intro, buddy. Why don't you take it down a notch? Just, take it down on maybe another 14 decibels.
In the video, Wings reveals he's from the projects in South Carolina, grew up in a black neighborhood, and tries to justify his use of ebonics.
Oh, the ebonics thing is something that my channel came accustomed to. I stopped it at one point and people requested me to bring it back.
Where are you from that you're speaking ebonics?
I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
You're gonna get slapped in the nuts for speaking ebonics if you're from North Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Oh, are you white?
Yeah, I'm white. I'm white as it comes. But I did grow up in a black predominant neighborhood, and when I grew up, the kids I hung out with spoke ebonics.
I guess that qualifies you to speak ebonics then, yeah.
Thankfully, their online feud ends amicably, but without them actually coming to an agreement.
Okay, well the match is wrapping up here, so this is how adults settle disputes, like adults. They talk, and they have friendly conversations. So things got a little out of control in the comments and videos and things like that, but Thanks for coming on the channel and sharing your video. I'll link your channel in the description if you guys want to check it out.
They were mature enough to agree to disagree, but not mature enough to just say, hey, this guy's got a different opinion on a video game, I'm just gonna let him think that way and do my thing. Wings began to share more about his personal life after this, talking more about his life with work and his family and his friends and his money troubles. What could possibly go wrong? He would use photos of his guns as visual filler for his videos when he wanted to upload commentary without gameplay. His supposed point of address videos became a much more common appearance. Wings would eventually start inviting other commentators onto his videos, and he would begin to produce videos for Machinima. If you're young or lived under a rock and you don't know what Machinima was, it was a large entity that promoted gaming content. Hell, movies made in video games were called Machinimas. It just all kind of worked out that way. Regardless, Machinima was huge and partnering with them was a big deal. At the time, Wings was working with Persona Gaming, but eventually would cut ties with them by publicly shaming other members of the channel. Sometime after that, Wings would start the Painkiller Already podcast alongside Woody's Gamertag and FPS Russia. His channel was growing so fast, gaining tons of viewers and subscribers. And of course, with those metrics came more money, and his ego was growing alongside his bank account. Alongside his bank account growth, he also became more confident. He began showing his face more. He would make frequent comments rebuking anyone who criticized him and frequent videos trying to convince people as to why his method is correct and everyone else is wrong became even more common. He was standing his ground, ready to tell people on the internet that they're wrong about video games. Alongside that type of content, he would start uploading more highlight videos with gameplay that made him angry. This little point right here becomes very ironic with what happens later. You'll know it when you see it. At this time, there was a trolling group by the name of the Federation of Asshole Gamers, the abbreviation you can probably figure out on your own, which housed Keemstar, a growing member of the YouTube community. This group was approached by another commentator, That Guy Who Camps, with claims about Wings attacking him. They began a false flag operation against Wings and encouraged their viewers to do the same. Wings would make a video trying to convince people not to flag his channel, asking his viewers to comment on the FAG videos to convince people to stop. The attempt was, of course, very unsuccessful, leading to Wings having 30 strikes against his channel. Machinima demanded that Wings resolve the issue. Wings would eventually start conversing with Keemstar. Wings attempted to play innocent, but it turns out that he had intentions to sue and weaponized his viewer base into a false flagging campaign. He would then try to dox Keemstar by listing off his address and whatnot on an actual live stream, with Keemstar totally candid to the situation.
Alright, well I got your DJ Keemstar, I've run some stuff by you. Is your P.O. Box 148 Holland?
That's
0?
correct. That's correct.
Is your street address York 1408009?
That's incorrect. That's incorrect.
Right,
I don't give my personal where I live at. I don't give that out.
Is your girlfriend named Melissa R?
Yes, she is.
Is her phone number 71663?
Okay, can I ask you why you're trying to get my personal information?
I'm just trying to see how much of this is correct, because I gave some of this information to Fisticuffs.
You gave my personal information to Fisticuffs?
Yep.
Okay, so should I find out what trailer park you live in and announce that to the world?
I don't live in a trailer park, my man.
Wait, so what was the motivation behind this action?
This is, well, basically, I did some digging, and I tried to find everything I could find out about him in case he actually did drop my YouTube channel. I'm just letting him know it's out there, and
The FAG channel would eventually die, while Wings' channel would live on into infamy. Wings thought he was at rock bottom here. Hell, the only way he can go is up, right? Right? Within the next year and a half, Wings began showcasing his personal life more often, including showing his face, which of course got him a lot of ridicule for his weight. He also featured videos his brother sent home from deployment, and another video of his brother visiting home. Altogether, the content was becoming more personal. He was connecting deeper with his audience, aside from the harassing comments. He was still posting Call of Duty content alongside allowing other COD creators to upload to his channel. He also began making philanthropic videos. For example, he gave a paraplegic gamer a specialized controller, which is quite the nice thing to do. He also gave donations to several charities. Eventually, he uploaded somebody else's video from Twitter, claiming that he just wanted to share it. Nothing really seemed to happen from this though, but it is a shitty business practice nonetheless. Man, wouldn't it be great to make 10 grand a month just to post a bunch of other people's videos? Shit, be the easiest money you'd ever make. He would continue to receive hate nonetheless, developing a reputation for being aggressive with his subscribers and general audience. He then released a video on the 10th of April 2011 titled, "This is why I'm always hostile," featuring members of his team shouting his username and shit-talking, spurring even more harassment. Yeah, giving the trolls a platform just couldn't work. He uploaded a video on July 3rd, 2011 at Alki David's mansion with Keemstar to compete in a Call of Duty challenge for a cash prize. This was known as the Battle Cam Bowl or the Billionaire Showdown.
X-Jaws, we're gonna need you back up here. So put your fist in the middle. So I was gonna do a 3-2-1 game. So let's tear it up.
To be quite honest with you, I've never really understood gaming competitions. Not in this instance, let alone the MLG market. Why would you want to brag that you've wasted your life away at a video game? Gotta admit, that's pretty beta. But then again, I'm a guy with a cartoon avatar, so I really have no room to talk. Now we get on to the really juicy stuff. On October 25th, 2011, the PKA podcast streamed their 67th episode with Call of Duty commentator Syndicate. Syndicate was a COD Zombies player. In the post-stream, Wings began to express a low opinion of Syndicate for this as well as criticize his skills, all while demonstrating how little he actually knew about the game mode. Woody suggested that Wings prove that he could go toe-to-toe with Syndicate on stream, with Wings refusing because it would take too long. Yeah, I'm sure that's why he wasn't gonna do it. Wings began to brag again as they started to change the subject or forgot the challenge. Syndicate then challenged Wings to a match of COD, the PvP player versus the PvE player. What could possibly go fucking wrong? The map chosen was Bog, a map that benefited Wings' playstyle of camping. There's a central point in the center of the map that is mostly compiled of debris. If you're able to control that section of the map, you can usually control the entire game. Wings knew this and attempted to use this as his strategy. The match started off with them picking at each other very delicately, gradually getting one kill over the other. However, Wings was getting increasingly more frustrated as Syndicate started to push his shit in. By the end of it, Wings decided to respond in the only way he knew how, by breaking his fucking controller.
Yeah, I'm with you right now. I play too. I don't always win, but I'm there. Commentator Showdown goes on. I knew that was a tough lobby to do well in, but I was there. Wings, are you in the game?
I broke my controller.
You broke your controller?
Yeah, keep fucking laughing.
Oh, Wings, I've been where you are. I know it's
Oh, don't
bad
fucking
days.
suck. Fucking shit.
Yeah, we've all been there, man.
Fuck you. Fuck! Why the fuck you stream that shit?
Well, that really showed Syndicate who he was fucking with, didn't it? Video games are just that fucking serious. But to play devil's advocate, it's gotta be annoying to be a PvP guy and get totally eviscerated by a PvE guy, especially if you were in the lead in the beginning. The next day, Syndicate posted screenshots on Twitter of Wings attempting to bribe him to throw during the rematch Alki David was hosting. He offered Syndicate $3,000 out of the $5,000 cash prize after the win. Wings would eventually make a video discussing his loss and his conduct after, on October 26, 2011, titled "I'm Only Human." It was mostly just making excuses for how much he hates losing. The comments mostly consisted of him being a punching bag, which I'm sure hurt his fragile little ego. After this, Wings began releasing vague videos talking about his life and personal problems, namely his weight, financial troubles, and the hate that he was constantly receiving. He began streaming his play sessions in late November 2011, but he also began showing a negative opinion of himself and a real lack of enthusiasm for his content. Yeah, you gotta have some kind of enthusiasm. If you're not in it, the audience probably won't be either. On the 11th of March, Wings made a video in which he talks about selling his guns in order to keep afloat. This could be for one or more of a few possible reasons. He could have been making less money than he initially claimed, and I'm sure all the negative attention did significantly impact his income. He did confirm that he had spent so much on Shalene and her kids that it affected his finances. By his estimations, he spent approximately $80,000 on her and her kids, including the truck she left in. Wings' videos became even more intimate and blog-like, talking about his life more and more often, inviting people into his thought process and the events of his day-to-day life. A lot of these videos would focus on one major point of contention for Wings and his viewers against him. Wings was just not happy about his weight, and he would let everybody watching know that he is just so uncomfortable. He's not happy in this machine of a body that just kinda slugs along. But this issue becomes much more relevant later, trust me. Jordy would continue to produce this content for years to come. Months after starting this though, in September of 2012, he would begin to have a little internet spat with El Presador, who created Call of Duty content. Really, all of these guys that Wings would interact with just kind of blend together. They all seem like the same person, but I digress. That's really neither here nor there. Anyhow, Wings would then threaten El Presador with a possible murder-suicide. El Presador then threatened to contact the FBI. Keemstar would crawl out from under whatever toadstool he was hiding under, step in, put his little grubby hands on the situation, and attempt to solve the problem. He launched a live group call with the boys, including Whiteboy 7th Street, who would inevitably tear into Jordy. Whiteboy would claim that it's all for attention, that this is all a calculated effort on Wings' part to try to keep any sort of relevance that he could possibly have.
Seconds.
Oh, okay.
All right. Hello?
Hey, what's up, White Boy? We're live, just so you know. We are live on the Bad Kid Show right now in the Google Hangouts. So we kind of wanted to get your opinion on the drama.
Oh, okay, there are some things you can do for views, but this is low. This is like Shaggy New. This is disrespectful for any Call of Duty commentator. I'm ashamed to be in the same boat as Wings. I want to fucking jump off that boat. I don't want to be in a community that suicide is serious. It's not a fucking joke to joke about suicide.
Right.
He did it for attention. That's what a fucking 13-year-old emo chick does. You don't fucking do Wings. It really got me mad. I lost all respect for Wings. The only thing...
D-Ranker, another boring person who makes the same boring content as the other guys, would take time away from making content that nobody gives a fuck about, voice his opinions that mirrored exactly what Whiteboy was saying, and Jordy would lose his shit. He started bragging about his job, cutting the other guy down over his job, etc., bringing up money, things that have nothing to do with anything. It just shows how big of a hypocrite Wings is.
It's a series. D-Ranker, are you there? Could you please share with us the story of what happened tonight? How did this all start?
All I know is, it started out with I just on Twitter and, I follow Wings of Redemption on his Twitter or whatever. I still don't know why, but anyway, I do. And he's whining about certain little things and problems he has or whatever. And I just, he's whining about his money and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you make more money than a lot of hard-working Americans, and all you do is complain. And everybody kind of jumped on board after that.
So it started off by you saying you make more money than a lot of hard-working Americans, and people just kind of, dogpiled after that.
Yeah, kind of. He replied to me like, fuck you, D-Ranker, and I don't know, I retweeted it. I thought it was funny.
So then...
Totally wrong. Here's the thing. And before, if you're going to have this on the air or whatever, but, I respect what Wings does, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying all he ever does is complain. And a lot of people in this world got a lot more problems than he does. And, he makes all this money playing all these problems. Yeah, he goes out, buys a truck, says he'll pay $1,500 for a new iPhone and someone can get it for him.
He gets upset when he gets called a view whore and brings up people's earnings, as if those two are even remotely comparable.
All right, so basically, Wings is here right now, and he has something to say about your job.
Okay, go ahead.
I told you what it is. You're a production supervisor. You walk around with your hands in your pockets. You probably turned a wrench in 8 years, and you want to sit there and talk about gall of working hard. So you have a fucking cake job. Your job is fucking cake. What you do is you hold your hands in your pocket. You wait till the fucking safety meeting in the morning so you can suck up to some fucking big wig's dick. Then you go home and you drink your fucking Miller Lite. Well, it sounds like you're doing.
Wings, I don't know if you heard him. He said he worked for 12 years before he got that management spot.
You worked for 12 years? Oh, my God. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't think I've ever worked? You ever rebuilt a melt furnace? I bet you fucking have it. You ever jackhammered out a fucking furnace after it's froze off? I bet you fucking haven't. You ever painted a fucking 40-ton crane?
What Wings is saying, Dranker?
I can barely hear him. He keeps like breaking up.
Is my mic sounding bad?
Do you have Google Plus?
No, actually, I'm on my phone. I'm actually at work because I have a job. Anyway.
Actually at work because you have a job. You know what? I did your fucking job for 5 years. And you know what? I make more money now than I did at that job in one day of the week than I did.
Wings, and that's what I'm saying. You make a lot of money, but all you do is
But the fact is, the more money you make, the more responsibility you take on. You're also failing to neglect. You're talking about people taking $120 out of their check to feed their family. Look here, son. I have 9 people I support. 9. Not 1, not 2, not 3 children. 9.
The entire call was just a shit show, showing just how much of a lost cause Wings was at this point. By early 2013, Machinima had released him from his contract. A video talking about it called Rock Bottom was released.
This is a hard video to do because a video like this, you kind of give up a piece of yourself. Machinima dropped me January 28th. I made a few decisions in my life that really crippled me when they dropped me, because I had like a 3-year contract with Machinima. I signed one, and under the premise of me signing a 3-year contract, I bought things and made obligations that I normally otherwise would not have. But basically they had like a clause to get out the contract, whereas I thought I was in it for 3 years and the money I was making was gonna last for 3 years. It turned on top of my head, but that's the sob story everybody has.
Not long after, he would join Full Screen Arcade. However, he would be getting less money on this contract, but that has to be not having any sort of income. Around the same time, he starts talking about YouTube drama and gameplay criticism to boost views. His videos become more varied as he attempts to diversify his content. We would even see him comment on politics and the possible existence of aliens. I'm sure that Wings has a lot to say about extraterrestrial life. I trust him on all things outer space. And this is unrelated to the most important shit, but he did have a friend film a minor procedure of draining a boil from MRSA. It was a drug-resistant staph infection, just what people wanted to see. After that, he would appear on the Painkiller Already podcast yet again for episode 149. This was quite the legendary stream, because this is where the sideways turd story came from. His grandma put her finger in his asshole. Don't believe me? Have a listen.
I had a really bad bout of constipation, and this was when I was on my diet in early 2011. I started doing Slim Fast to replace my lunches. One thing I didn't learn about Slim Fast is it dehydrates you really, really badly. Like, you have to drink a lot of water when you're on Slim Fast when you're replacing it as meals, and I didn't do that. So I got dehydrated really bad. I'm talking about 3 or 4 turds deep. Like, it just hurt to walk. So I feared pooping for about a week. So what I did is I ended up going to get a saline enema. And I had my grandma give me a saline enema. And it softened it up enough to pass, but it only got a little bit. So, like, it softened like the first 3/4 of a turd. I get on the toilet, and a saline enema like stimulates the muscles to actually make it come out. So I do it, it goes, and then that little piece, probably about this big, hits it, and turns like that, and it spreads my butthole wide open. I fall off the toilet, and I hit my head onto the wall, and I call out for my grandma. I'm like, you might have to take me to the hospital. But what we ended up doing is she ended up sticking her finger up my button and mashing the turd up.
Your grandmother immersed the turd up by putting her finger in your butt?
Yes.
Later on, FPS Kyle on the show would propose a boot camp program. Oh, that was an accidental rhyme. Kinda made me sound fucking stupid. Anyhow, the program was designed to help Wings lose weight. Kyle would modify his house to accommodate Wings, including overhauling the bathroom because Wings, needless to say, is kind of a big boy. But to no surprise, this really didn't do all that much for him. Wings was still massive, incredibly bloated to say the least. What really blows my mind though is that this entire operation was crowdfunded on Indiegogo. They asked for $2,500 but it got doubled within 24 hours, ending with somewhere around $8K. Kyle would put in a lot of effort here, beyond just having his house refurbished, making sure that the exercise routines are things that he can actually perform with his weight, alongside trying to keep him as optimistic as possible. Wings, unsurprisingly, had issues with this, and even bitched about the food that he was being given, complaining about constipation due to the diet of grilled chicken and salads. Using the money left over from the boot camp operation, a personal trainer was hired for Wings. However, Wings just couldn't stick to his diet. He says that he needs people to keep him on the routines, but he can't even manage things on his own, so why should other people try to invest time in him? Oh shit, I almost forgot to mention. Back in August of 2013, Wings met Brandy, his newest girlfriend, and after the personal trainer fallout, she broke up with him. I think we can all understand her reasons for leaving. Months after that catastrophic failure, in March of 2014, during PKA 171, the cast of the show would agree to do a survival trip in the woods. Jordy was into it, same as Woody and Kyle. By mid-April of 2014, they attempt to do it. Jordy had a selection of gear: boots, knives, fire starters, gloves, a walking stick, he even added a can of bug repellent and another fire starter. However, his compass that he brought with him was broken. There is also evidence of him failing the diet, as you can see a soda in the car visible in the vlog. But as you probably expect at this point, he bailed on the night before. After this, he was removed from the podcast. The show would move on just fine without him, replacing his icon with a tombstone, avoiding talking about his absence. Jordy would keep his bullshit up on Twitter, leading Woody to talk about his removal in a separate video on May 30th. But in the video, Woody continued to try to give Wings advice, hoping for the very best for him. But alas, the kind feelings all fell on deaf ears. Jordy's viewership would continue to fall more and more. He would start using clickbait titles and thumbnails to get views. For example, when Chris Chan maced a GameStop employee, Wings was giving his insight on it, as if he's got any understanding of the situation at hand.
Like, people really taking advantage of a man that has severe mental conditions. Like, he obviously is autistic. I believe he's undiagnosed schizophrenic. And he was born with parents that didn't understand the internet age. Like, I don't think his parents were actually there for him for the most part. Like, for example, like if you ever look at a Chris Chan video, like the vast majority of his room is nothing but toys. Granted, I have like Pokemon and stuff back there. And like the reason I have the Pokemon and the gaming stuff is because like it's background art, right? Like I don't actively play Pokemon anymore, but like it was a part of my childhood, right? Hey, Mason Frosty, thank you for the $1. But Chris Chan was getting like $800 to $1,000 a month, and he was allowed to spend it strictly on toys, right? He has like all kinds of toys and anime figures, and he spent most of his life like, you know, drawing cartoons and stuff, to the point that he maced like a GameStop employee because they changed the color of Sonic's arms. It's like this point, the parents are at fault, right?
On October 2nd, 2014, Keemstar had turned Drama Alert into a full show and commented on one of Wings' Facebook posts, which was alluding to suicide contemplation.
Is a Call of Duty commentator YouTuber seriously contemplating suicide, or is this an attempt to gain attention? On Facebook, Wings of Redemption posted this. Well, I haven't done a video in about a week, and I know people want is this happy video. But any video I present with happiness will be fake happiness. It seems I go from happy to sad between videos, but that isn't the truth. It is just some days I'm willing to fake being happy, and some days I'm not.
By February 2015, Wings was licking his wounds and started the podcast show, which surprisingly included White Boy 7th Street. The show lost lots of viewers very fast, dropping faster and faster with every passing show. Subscribers began to drop, with people actually unsubscribing and leaving entirely at a rapid pace. It went from about 510,000 subscribers to 450,000. That's quite the significant jump. He just can't seem to hold on to viewers or subscribers to save his life. He still occasionally joined PKA as a guest, but never again as a host. His guest appearance was on PKA 250, as he was still latching on to the teat that once fed him. By 2016, he was streaming more and making less videos, and supposedly he was realizing that it was his own fault that his channel was plummeting. On August 16, 2016, he made a video called "I'm Going to the Doctor," talking about developing anxiety, also about his weight increase from 380 to 470, back pain, etc., etc. His physical health and mental well-being were taking a tragic nosedive. Bariatric surgery is coming into play at this point. He talked about it in the past, but this time he was actually working through the numbers. But with this, more financial issues started to arise. Jordy had been paying his grandmother's mortgage, under the promise that she would let him keep the house. He was even boasting about this in 2014. Turns out she lied and took out a second mortgage, promising this time that when he finished paying it off, he can have the house. His credit rating also sucked, since he was giving money to her to pay the mortgage instead of paying it directly. This was also when he would switch to Twitch for his streaming prospects. On November 16, 2017, a user going by the name of Sean Ranklin posted the video "Wings of Redemption gets stream sniped and loses it." It's a compilation of Wings losing his shit at video games and people fucking with him in said sessions. In the compilation, Wings asks his viewers to dox the guy messing with him so he can get one over them. He wants to sue over a little bit of playful fun. The classic "look here, look listen" line and banning anyone trying to give him advice would come from this very compilation.
Fucking A, dude. They keep going back to my fucking spot. They're just sitting on my spot. Quit sniping. Get some skill. Quit sniping. Get some skill. Come the fuck on, man. Real talk. Dude, shut the fuck up, dude. You're a little kid. Webby, fucking leave, dude! All they're doing is hurting my livelihood. If somebody could please, like, get me their information. Like, maybe, like, I forgot what that shit's called. But, like, if somebody could give me, like, their information, like their name, their address, the number, how I can get in contact with these guys, I would really like to know, because, like, I'm seriously considering suing them, because at this point they're going to follow me around when I stream, and they're affecting my business at this point. Honestly, they're affecting my affecting my ability to make money. Look here, listen. Appearing offline does not fucking stop it. So stop giving fucking advice you know nothing about. I wanted it so fucking bad. I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man. All I wanted to do was, like, I was fucking lonely. I wanted to just fucking stream and have a good time. Maybe have a good game. My life. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Did that ending make you feel uncomfortable? Yeah, me too. This video would gain a lot of traction, spawning more channels that would try to document and fuck with Jordy. Lord of the Wings, another prolific archivist and troll, would appear at this time too. With the constant trolling only getting worse and worse, Wings probably didn't feel too good, especially with his weight, which was a common mark against him by his trolls. With pressure coming from all angles, Wings began to lean into the idea that bariatric surgery was going to literally fix his life. As such, on the 2nd of December 2017, he posted a video to get input on the surgery and where he would receive it. If he got in America, it would cost about $25,000, but if he happened to get it in Mexico, it would be somewhere between $4,000 to $6,000, but the fail rate was exponentially higher. As expected, he began soliciting donations for the surgery on his streams, although his viewers were less than enthusiastic, most of them being skeptical of the legitimacy of his claims. Around this time, his trolls started to refer to themselves as whale watchers and Sean Ranklin fans. Discord servers dedicated to documenting and fucking with him started to appear. Jordy heard about this and wanted to join the Discords to have a discussion with the trolls or members. Some time would pass before he was eventually able to do this in early 2018. It was recorded and uploaded by Wingstings, edited mostly for the more interesting stuff.
We're going into the lion's den today, guys.
Oh, let's go!
Alright, here's the deal.
You threatened to bust my teeth in with a pistol grip, motherfucker.
I'm getting the fucking surgery, dude. I'm getting it.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, alright, I'm sure.
Okay.
You're Liquid Richard?
You can go. Alright, I'm out, by the way. Whoever just did that, I'm out. I'm getting.
Yeah, I want you to. Yeah, I'm out. I'm looking here. I'm looking, listen, alright?
You see, Wayne, you're too scared to face your own reality.
I'm getting the fucking surgery, dude. Like, I'm getting it scheduled this fucking week. This week it's getting scheduled.
Just like the plane tickets, right? Just like
Then fucking getting. Yeah.
I'll have the surgery done before the end of the summer, and then what you motherfuckers gonna do? Like, well, we pushed them into it. If we did it, everybody pat each other on the back. No, you fucking didn't.
Wings would want these videos taken down, threatening trolls with lots of violence. But violent threats coming from him just can't be taken that seriously. I mean, realistically, look at him. Does he seem threatening to you? Additionally, around this time in early 2018, he would talk about Keemstar in one of his streams, saying, quote, "I don't like Keemstar. I want nothing to do with him. If I had my way and I could will it, I wish he would get in a car wreck. I literally do. He's the only person I can think of right now that I wish would literally die. I'm dead serious. Like if somebody deserved to die on this planet, Daniel Keem would be one of them." Keemstar, of course, was not happy about this. He laughed about it, but he certainly wasn't happy. He challenged Wings to a boxing match, but of course, Wings pussied out of it. It was then proposed that they should have a debate, otherwise Keem would take this all to Twitch staff. The entire stream was a shit show, a regular baby brawl. Insults thrown around left and right, and genuinely just the biggest stupid petty argument you could imagine. Wings was at his peak the first time he streamed with Keemstar, and now he's at the bottom. During the stream, he describes himself as a 450-pound land monster that has atrophied muscles, as his excuse for not partaking in the boxing match. On March 6, 2018, Wings got swatted. He cited the perpetrator as Wingtings. This all came after the death of Andrew Finch, so Wingtings deleted their channel due to discomfort with the trolling community. He would continue to interact with troll discords, streaming the altercations as well. Obvious teasing would ensue. He would threaten to leave if the May-Mays would continue, though he would stay and argue, as if that's truly his big brain plan. His brilliant idea was to broadcast himself doing stupid shit on Discord, arguing with a bunch of unfunny kids, just so that way his audience can see that Jordy's just so innocent. This had the obvious effect of showing just how stubborn and ignorant he really is. On June 28, 2018, the surgery finally happened. Specifically a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is a partial removal of the stomach. Supposedly, 90% of his stomach was removed. After this, how is he going to keep people sending in money? He realized that a lot of his donations were coming solely from trolls, and he couldn't let that dry up, so he started reading off the troll donations. This would work for a while, up until the responses got boring, and the money would continue to dry up. After this, time would continue to move forward, years would pass, the same would continue to happen. Wings would get trolled, he'd say something stupid, it would get a little bit of notoriety, and the cycle would repeat. Wings was stuck in a rut that he just couldn't climb out of, not like he could climb out of anything to begin with. Trolls would continue to fuck with him in games, raid his streams, send in unfunny super chats, do chargebacks on the donations that they sent in, so on and so forth. And now, as of the production of this video, his PlayStation Network account has been hijacked. Through Wings' claims, some unfunny troll managed to reverse engineer access into his account, disable two-factor authentication, change the email and password, send in a bunch of racist messages to his friends, and then get the account suspended. They also remotely logged Jordy out of his sessions. This leaves Wings unable to access his account, alongside not being able to play digital games that he paid real money for. Regardless of what your opinions on Jordy are, I believe that this is a step over the line. The swatting was bad enough, but now you you need to start fucking with his personal finances? Like it or not, he's a game streamer, and when he pays money for video games, that is a business investment. He is now locked out of his PlayStation Network account, which is, by all means, an asset of his business. Normally I would say, hey, let the trolls do what they want, but this time, I just don't know. Compared to other cows, I would say Wings is a very unusual set of trolls. They're angry, and they really want to hurt him. I would say they're beyond borderline obsessed and just full-on stalkers at this point. They went beyond just stalking him to find out information on his personal life, ultimately leading to them trying to destroy his online business. What is the problem with letting people make money online? Don't like it? Don't send in money. Simple as that. All in all, I think Jordy and his trolls are very similar. They lash out when possible, make huge asses of themselves, and they all create this unbelievably entertaining show for onlookers to watch and gawk at. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you like what I do, leave a comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm sorry this video took so long to get out. There was so much information to sift through and a lot of the notes ended up being wrong, so I had to go back and make a few changes. I hope you've enjoyed all the content this year, and I've got plenty more planned for 2022. If you're not subscribed, now's the perfect chance to do it, because there's a lot of good shit coming in the future. If you want to support me in a more personal way, you can check out the Patreon link and the Teespring link in the description. As always, I've got more content coming down the pipeline, but until then, I'll see you degenerates next time.